What's going on, guys? Interesting topic today. How to increase the size of your shoulders. And I'm not really pumped up right now, and it's freezing here, but I thought I'd wear a tank top just because of the topic. Anyway, it was snowing out this morning in Toronto, which is brutal. Anyway, that's irrelevant. So, 3 tips for getting big shoulders. Honestly, you have to remember you hit your front delts and your every time you hit chest, anytime you do any pressing. You hit your rear delts every time that you do back. So the most critical part of your shoulders to hit on shoulder day, in my opinion, is your side delts, because that's what's going to give you the thickness, and they're honestly, it's the only part of your shoulder that you're not hitting when you're doing your other training, and that's why you have some guys that look really, that have massive shoulders from the front, but from the side they have no definition and they don't have any width. And for me personally, that's my goal, is to increase the size of my side delts, because they are a weak point for me and they make you look bigger. So that being said, I always start with 5 sets of seated side lateral raises. So if you do them seated, you have like you're going light. I'm talking like I'll use like 15, so anywhere from 15 to 25 pound dumbbells, and I do sets of 12 to 20 reps. So you're going up nice and slow and down, and you're not going all the way down. You're keeping constant tension. So pre-exhaust your side delts. That is my number one recommendation. If you go in and you start off like everybody does, you start off with heavy pressing movements, your front delts get more fatigued, which you're already hitting every time you do bench press, every time you do chest and triceps as well. You're hitting your front delt, and honestly, it's kind of it's kind of pointless in my opinion. Now, if you want to get stronger, that's a different story. But I'm talking about size to get the best amount of growth out of your muscle and where you actually want the growth. So start with side laterals. I normally start with 5 sets and I pyramid down. So let's go 20 reps, 16, and no, that's not right. 20, 18, 16, 14, 12. That's typically how my rep scheme goes. And the last set, I always do a drop set. So that's normally what I do first. That's what I start with, seated side laterals. Then, now that your side laterals are pre-exhausted, now you can go into a movement like the shoulder press. And I like to do it, I know everyone's going to say it's dangerous or whatever. I like to do behind the neck press. It's just what I like to do. And there's a reason for it. You go behind the neck, and you are using more of your side delt. Or at least I feel like I use more of my side delt when I go behind the neck. So normally I do 5 sets of that. Now I'm going a little bit heavier on this because you're also using your front delts. So I'm doing anywhere from 8 to 12 reps for this. And I do about 5 sets. Then I'll do a little bit of rear delts. And I'll do like 5 sets of face pulls, etc. Now, rear delts are something that you do hit on back day, but here's the reality. Most guys don't hit their back that hard. And when I say this, I'll talk to guys and they'll be like, yeah, I went in and trained chest. It was a 2-hour workout. And I'm like, what did you train yesterday? Oh, I trained back. It only took me 45 minutes. Well, so that's why people's rear delts are underdeveloped, in my opinion. If you put the same amount of effort into your back as you put into your chest, your rear delts and your front delts would be about the same size, or they should be the same size. Because every time you go like this, you're using your rear delts. And every time you press, you're using your front delts. So anyway, so that's why I focus on my side delts. But at the same time, rear delts, I know it's just a guy thing. You're going to train your back. Most guys don't train their back as hard as they train their chest. It's just the reality of it because you can't see it. Anyway, it is what it is. So then I'll go over and I'll do 5 sets of something like face pulls. So you're going in, you're basically going right back. You want to be squeezing your delts together. You're not using a lot of weight. Anywhere from 12 to 20 reps, again, same as the side laterals. Then from there, now I'll start to go into some heavier pressing movements. So now that I'm fully fatigued, I'll go over and I will do seated dumbbell press. I'm going to go heavy. We're talking like 6 to 8 reps, maybe sometimes down to 4. But you have to remember that I'm already fatigued. So going super heavy, I'm not using 100-pound dumbbells. I'm probably using 75s, 80s at this point, just because that's all my shoulders can manage at this point when you're already pre-exhausted. It's kind of like going and doing bench press after you've done incline dumbbell press and flies. You're not going to be able to bench as much. It's just the reality of it. But you can still get the same amount of time under tension and still put the same amount of strain on the muscle. And that's the whole point. Trying to reduce injuries and get the most out of the weights that we're using. It's not always about, if you're trying to put size on, it's really not about the weight. It's about time under tension and pumping your muscles up with blood and breaking them down. That is the whole point. Something I always focus on when I'm training shoulders is going for that wicked pump. And when you get a crazy side delt pump, you look the biggest you'll ever look. So keep that in mind too. Maybe some motivation to hit side delts more. Anyway, so yeah, I'll do 5 sets seated dumbbell press. Superset it with standing side laterals. So again, you're hitting your side laterals. So you're doing another 5 sets of dumbbell press, superset it with side laterals. Then from there, I will go on and I will do Arnold presses. So Arnold press is a great finisher for shoulders, in my opinion. So you bring the weights in, bring out, and press up. And I typically like to go heavy on this. It's just me. So I normally start with 12 reps with a decently light weight, like whatever you can get about 12 reps with. So I'll go 12, 10, 8, 6. And the last set's always a drop set. So last set, maybe I'll get a few less reps if I get my ego in the way, and I might get like 3 or 4 reps with like whatever, and then I'll drop set and go right back down to the weight I started with and hopefully get another 8 reps in. So that's what I do. Another thing, super important. So that's your shoulder day. Awesome. Something else. On chest day, do side laterals. So at the end of your chest workout, go over and do 3 sets of side lateral raises. It's not hard. Get a pump. You're hitting them twice a week now. On back day, finish your back workout with a couple sets of rear delts. So yeah, you've already hit them. They're already pre-exhausted. Do 3 sets of an isometric movement for rear delts at the end of your back day. Now you're hitting your 2 weakest points of your shoulders twice a week. So there. And when you train chest, you're already hitting your front delts. And most people's front delts are overdeveloped, so don't bother going and doing some front raises. But 3 sets of side laterals after chest, 3 sets of face pulls or bent over dumbbell flies, something like that after back day. So that's it. That's my advice. Hope you guys found this useful. Give it a try. Hit them twice a week, guys. Like if you have body parts that are lagging, hit them more. That is the reality of it. Now I told you how to do the shoulder workout, but it's also all those little extra things. Also, like, for instance, I'm doing feeder workouts right now. So I'm doing 3 sets of 50 reps of side laterals every single night before I go to bed. And it's going to make my side delts grow. That's the whole point. Anyway, I hope you guys found this useful. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have a great day. Comment. Oh, actually, subscribe. Like, click that little bell button so you actually get notified when I do posts. And I will talk to you guys soon.